How has the Roberts Court impacted the current state of class actions and class action litigation?
The current conservative majority of the Supreme Court are very radical in the way that they're approaching class action and consumer and civil rights laws. Repeatedly, by 5-4 votes, this court is overturning precedents and decisions that have been standing up for decades. And they have this unerring instinct in which they virtually always side with the overdog. The largest corporations in the country, which join together through this one major trade association, the Chamber of Commerce, have so much power over what cases the Supreme Court decides to take. And then if the Supreme Court takes the case the Chamber of Commerce wants them to take, then that the court tends to rule in favor of the corporation the vast majority of the time. So there are these studies that show that the Roberts Court is ruling of corporations at a higher percentage than any court, going back to like the 1920s. It's an enormous social problem because you've had a lot of laws that were really important to protecting the consumers, to protecting workers, that have been effectively erased by companies just deciding that they don't want to be held accountable by them. Well, the one case that's pending right now that is really troubling is the Halliburton case. So this is a case involving securities fraud, and the allegations are that essentially the company was saying things that were not true in order to pump up its stock price, and then when people bought at the higher price, when the truth came out, that the stock price fell. If the Supreme Court takes the Chamber of Commerce position in the Halliburton case, it'll essentially be impossible to bring cases involving securities fraud. It'll just be complete open season on regular investors, that you can lie to them, tell them almost anything about a stock price, and it'll be next to impossible for them ever to bring a lawsuit about that. I mean, there are countries in the world that don't have any securities laws, like in Singapore. You can say all kinds of crazy stuff and stock prices leap and fall by 80% in a day. The United States stock market has historically been held to sort of a better standard than that. But if we deregulate it to the point where it's impossible to bring securities cases, then I think that that's going to be really harmful.